welcome to another installment of the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association's series called A Teacher's With. Tutor is very much aware of the silent but profound contributions of teachers, not just in the classroom. Today we speak with Shinelle Guy. We head across to Tobago, a teacher doing some fabulous work across there in the Sister Isle, and she is currently at the Cipriani Labour College pursuing a course. Shinelle, welcome to this edition of A Teacher's With. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we're doing this virtually because of COVID-19. Tell us, first of all, you've been teaching now for about 10 years. Are you liking the job so far?
Absolutely, absolutely. Teaching is like an adventure. Every day you get to learn something new.
And I know you have been teaching physical education. You seem to have a liking for sports. I see like the outdoors, hiking. Now, I have not been a big time hiker because the times I tried to hike, I ended up falling a lot. So tell us about your outdoor experience, your liking for the sports and the other thing. How has that been going for you?
Funny enough, I was never the one in school to take part in sports. I was always a cheerleader. And I remember one August holiday, usually we have development programs where teachers get the opportunity to do something with their time over the holidays. And I decided to just go into physical education. And the amount of fun that I had as an adult, it was just like, this is definitely the way to go. Children need to learn through play because that is our first teacher. We learn everything that we know basically as children through play. So that is what propelled me to want to pursue physical education and sports.
Now, PE was definitely one of my favorite subjects in school. Not the practical part, the part where you get to go and play football and whatnot. After hearing from you, though, after you connect with these students, you instill lessons and help them out, help them to understand. A long day of teaching, a long week of teaching, a long month of teaching. What leaves you satisfied? What gives you that sense of satisfaction? Whether it's connecting, seeing a student get it right. What makes you satisfied and makes the job so fulfilling and worthwhile?
One of the main reasons why I actually chose physical education to major in was one thing a lecturer said was, you can never go to the hospital because you can't do math or you can't do English. But if you're unaware of your body or if you're unaware of what is happening, and it's not just your physical, it's the mental and the spiritual aspect of it, and just being able to impart that knowledge upon my kids or just making them aware of who they are and what they can achieve. And that's what physical education attempts to do. We look at holistic learning and, again, understanding you, knowing you and what you want to do is, I think it's the best gift I could give to any child.
So I want to hear this now. When you are not busy learning at the Cipriani Labour College or you're not busy teaching, where can we find this girl from Plymouth, this woman from Plymouth, my bad? Where can we find Miss Guy outside the classroom, whether it's learning or whether it's teaching? Where can we find you?
COVID-19 has really truly made things, put things into perspective for me, because of course we decide that, listen, we can't be outside. But I try to get up at least twice a week and do walking. I'm currently looking forward to a hike that we're gonna have next week on Diwali. Anything outdoors, you could find me sitting by the beach reading a book, anything. I appreciate spending time, alone in my mind and just being able to connect with me. And that is my rejuvenation. So you would find me anywhere outdoors, sitting outside in my porch, just connecting with nature.
All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to do a bit of a spot quiz, you can see. Shinelle Guy, now you have to answer quickly. I don't want too much hesitating and trying to think too much. We flow in here, we move in. Speed. All right, so favorite food?
Pilau.
Favorite color?
Red.
Favorite type of music?
Reggae.
Biggest regret?
No regrets.
I thought I had you there. I was trying to bring that last now. So, because again, we've seen, I personally have seen teachers do so many things outside of the classroom. And I know I've seen you have done some stuff with football. So what is your favorite sport in terms of whether it's like watching, or whether it's actually teaching children about it? What would you say is your favorite sport, favorite pastime then?
I don't sit and watch sports, which probably is not a good thing. However, I like to play tennis. I like racket sports, so tennis and perhaps badminton. Two of my strongest sports when I was in university. But for me, it's just the push for the kids. It's not so much what I like, but what I can expose them to, and just giving them all the opportunities that they could possibly have. So even with football, as you were mentioning, when I started Goodwood Secondary School in 2016, I remember the principal saying that she wanted a male teacher, a male physical education teacher, because currently we do have two female teachers. And I was like, Miss, I'm a guy. I can do this. I can do this. So she and I and I have been doing it to the best of my ability. I've been managing all the football teams. I mean, we're not one of the schools out there, but just the little wins that we have within the kids, they celebrate, and I'm happy about that, giving them the opportunity.
Of course, we are speaking with Ms. Shinelle Guy as part of Tutors, a Teachers with series. Now, Ms. Guy, as we mentioned, you're a guy, so you can handle it. You're ready for any kind of challenges that come your way. Of course, I know you have to, because of the situation we're in, and you're also learning at Cipriani Labor College, you are forced to be away from your students at this time. How are you coping with that, and are you, looking forward to getting back in the presence, face-to-face, physically with students?
So there are many sides to this. When the pandemic started, I didn't get into Cipriani until September. So I would have been teaching immediately after the pandemic started in March, because I had a fifth form group, and I began teaching in April. I started to research, do my online studies for myself. What can I do? Downloaded Zoom, paid for Zoom, tried different things, because I understood that the pandemic is going to be here, but my kids, I can't fail them. And I was encouraged to do Cipriani, but I told the principal that I would hold on until they can find someone, because fifth form is critical, and I wouldn't want to just, get their expectations up and then just leave them. So I would have been teaching since before this whole online thing would have been initiated. So I did that with my kids. My kids, they reach out to me. They know that I'm just a phone call away. In terms of getting back into the classroom, yes, I can't wait to get back out there, but it also gives me the opportunity to help my children understand the importance of being an independent learner. I am just a facilitator. The information is there. I can guide you, but you have to go out there and get the information. So this online learning, yes, we want to get back into the classroom, but we need to foster independent learning, teaching children how to learn as opposed to what to learn. If they can discover it for themselves, then our job becomes a little easier. And that is one of the things that I pride myself on, in terms of pushing my kids to be learners for themselves and not for the system, but that they can do anything. So, yeah.
Of course, we know it's been a tough time. The pandemic has been tough on everyone, regardless of what sector you're in, what part of the world you're in, which income bracket you're in. But for teachers in the whole, people now, I think teachers are, in my view, undervalued, because you all do so many good things. I mean, I could have told I was a pretty mischievous fella in school, and I thank my teachers for really sticking with me and getting me to get my work done, get my education, and be able to become the person I am today. So what would you say to your fellow teachers now? Of course, they're going through different things apart from the regular challenges in the classroom. We know already. As we say, the pandemic has us all in a kind of a weird place. What kind of words of encouragement? And this could extend past teachers as well, because of course, teachers watching this, but as well as people working in other careers are watching this. So what kind of advice to kind of keep people going, because I know it may be tough. Any advice you have for your fellow teachers and perhaps the nation as a whole?
To all my colleagues out there, I mean, the most advice I can say at this point is to take care of yourself. Like it's if you, as the saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul, so that when you go out there, you are the best version of yourself, and that in itself is an inspiration to our kids. When we are out there and we are Shinelle 3.0, then my kids want to be whatever they are to the best of their ability, and they will try their very very best. And that simple thing is enough. And push them and encourage your kids, but first take care of you.
And of course, before we leave, I must give you a chance to acknowledge anybody you would like to acknowledge at this point in terms of, I don't want to say big up now because that's some kind of, badness. So acknowledge, that's the proper word. Anybody you want to acknowledge in terms of whether it's your family, any kind of mentors, before we go, give them a bit of a, some kind of recognition and show them your appreciation here on this virtual series?
There's so many to mention. The teachers who would have shaped me. I mean, I wasn't inspired to be a teacher then, but when I look back on what they would have done for me, I cannot say thank you enough. My principal right now, she is one of she's one of my biggest mentor. She leads fearlessly, and she's a good example. As a principal of Goodwood Secondary School, I mean, if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't be here. So you have to say thanks. And all my accolades go to God. I thank Him for who I am and where I'm going, and so yeah.
Thank you very much, Miss Shinelle Guy from Tobago. Keep up the great work. And of course, I know you're learning right now. Keep at that. And once you get back in the classroom, keep making a difference in children's lives. My name is Anselm Gibbs, and this has been another installment of Tutors segment called A Teacher's With. Thanks for joining us.